Hi everyone. After watching the Finland phenomenon and going through the readings for this week, I honestly kept thinking about how different our education system feels compared to Finland's. The difference is pretty clear. That in the United States, a lot of our education reforms has pretty much centered around testing, um, the accountability, and also school choice. Diana Ravitch talks about how these reforms were supposed to raise achievement, but instead they've narrowed the curriculum and shifted the focus to test prep. Schools and prioritizing scores over deeper learning. When everything revolves around standardized testing, subjects like art, music, and even hands-on science learning gets pushed to the side in order to prepare for the standardized testing. For example, our STAR test here in Texas. And then you look at Finland, and its approach to education is completely the opposite. They don't rely on high stakes testing. Instead, they focus on equity, on strong teacher preparation, and a rich curriculum that actually includes what we sometimes push to the side, which is your art, your music, your literature, civics. Teachers are highly trained and trusted to make instructional decisions. Schools are smaller, relationships are stronger, and learning feels more connected to real life. When it comes to charter schools, the readings explain that they were originally meant to support public education, but over time they become more like competitors. Charter schools are publicly funded, but privately managed, and they have more flexibility in curriculum and also in their staffing. That flexibility can lead to innovation or specialized programs, which can be of benefit for their students. But there are also some concerns. Ravitch argues that charter schools expansion can drain funding and students from traditional public schools, especially in communities that are already struggling. This can create a two-tier system instead of strengthening education pretty much across the board. Standardized testing is another main issue discussed in the module. Peter Henry talks about how high stakes testing doesn't actually improve learning. Instead, it measures mostly low level skills and increases anxiety on our students, especially our young kiddos, because they start testing. For example, for STAR, they start testing in a third grade level. These are 9-10-year-olds who are having to face this anxiety for their upcoming test. I think one point that really stuck out with me was that test scores are strongly connected to socioeconomic status. In other words, they often reflect poverty more than ability. That means our students from low-income backgrounds are multilingual learners, and students with disabilities are really the ones who are being impacted. Again, Finland provides a powerful comparison. They don't use those high-stake tests, or the schools aren't punished based on the scores. Instead, they invest in teachers, maintain equity across schools, and support the whole child. And despite not focusing on testing alone, they still perform at high levels internationally. Overall, both the videos and the readings send the same message. Education works best when we prioritize equity, trust, creativity, and meaningful learning, not just the pressure and the competition that comes with our standardized testing. Watching Finland's approach really made me reflect on how different our systems might look if we shifted our focus away from just testing and more towards supporting teachers and supporting students in a deeper and more connected way. Thank you. Bye-bye.